A lot of critics I enjoy grew up riffing on movies, a side effect of being raised by Mystery Science Theater 3000. I didn't grow up watching that show, and whenever I tried to talk during a movie I was threatened with pain of death. But this film felt like prime riffing material, until I realized that was probably the point. Spiral Drive tells the story of Evan and Will, played by Ben Rutz and Eric Fitzpatrick, friends, roommates and Hollywood hopefuls, with Will being an aspiring editor and Evan an aspiring actor. With Will having found a job in Los Angeles, they pack up their stuff and hit the road. But what Evan doesn't know is Will lied on his resume, and he needs to present his employers with a feature-length film he has edited. So, surprise surprise, Will decides to turn their moving day into a road movie. 31 hours compressed into 80 minutes to be presented to the studio in LA on Friday. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, when has keeping a camera rolling ever resulted in an impromptu horror movie? As it starts, the film is very by the numbers, boringly so. I will say the reason for filming is better motivated than a lot of other found footage films, but it follows the least imaginative turn of events possible, with Will keeping the camera rolling and Evan getting increasingly frustrated with him. And watching them spitball and improv the film within the film is just embarrassing and awkward. It's not until about halfway through the jokes start to land, and the situation got ridiculous enough for me to giggle. Because, yes indeed, this movie is a horror comedy. What I mean is, it's a comedy with horror elements, without much tension or sense of threat to it, but a lot of horror visuals, like how action films sometimes have zombies in them. When things start going wrong, it starts feeling like a bad creepypasta, with theoretically creepy things happening for no obvious reason. Unfortunately, for the first half hour, the film did a very poor job establishing an atmosphere that would contrast the shift in tone to make it creepy and comes off more as fantastic. For that first half hour, the film is very dull and awkward and sprinkled with flat jokes, but when it starts getting strange, it slowly becomes much more entertaining. It becomes self-aware and ridiculous, and I had a legitimately good time by then. On that note, the effects in this film are surprisingly advanced. They don't look real, it's all Adobe After Effects, but there is an otherworldliness to them that makes the creature that ends up stalking the two friends look very ghostly and ethereal. And there is some very skilled editing in this film. My favorite is this one scene where their car levitates up above the forest they're in. It's so unexpected for how cheap the film seemed, it actually seemed supernatural. Again, not scary, but fantastic. About the acting, the film does leave a lot to be desired. When it starts becoming self-aware, it's not very egregious. If anything, it fits given how the film makes fun of itself, but for the first 2/3 of the film, it doesn't work. In my opinion, there is a lot to like about Spiral Drive, but it's also disconnected. It feels like I was handed a box of IKEA furniture. The character motivations could have been more fun, but it's so unimaginative it gets boring. Will needing to make a film to impress his potential employers without telling Evan could have made for some hilarious scenes, but not only doesn't he go anywhere near extreme enough with it, there was nothing stopping him from just explaining himself to Evan in the first place. Oh, you need to make a film or you won't have a job? Sure, what are friends for? It's that easy. The last 20 or so minutes of the film feel like it got everything right, but that's 30 or 40 minutes of bran flake movie before some last 20 minutes of legitimate fun. Is it worth it? I'm not sure it is. I sentence Spiral Drive to a 5 on a scale of 11.